Welcome to Smart Work Training Center. We provide free online trainings to help health and safety expert upskill their team, prevent injuries, and comply with legal requirements. Before starting the training, please keep pen and paper handy to make notes or write down your questions. You can clarify your doubts at the end of this session. Let's start with our today's training. Welcome to this crucial training session on safety and heat. Working in the UAE's hot climate presents unique challenges, and understanding how to protect yourself and your colleagues from heat-related illnesses is vital. Today, we'll cover everything you need to know to work safely and effectively, even when temperatures soar. Why is heat safety so important? We all know the UAE's climate involves prolonged periods of high temperatures and often high humidity. This environment can lead to serious health risks, from simple dehydration to severe and potentially fatal heat stroke. Beyond health, working in extreme heat impacts our ability to concentrate, leading to fatigue and a higher risk of accidents. Furthermore, safety in heat is not just a best practice, it's a legal requirement, especially with regulations like the annual midday break. Ultimately, this training is about protecting your well-being and that of your entire team. Let's understand the spectrum of heat-related illnesses. Heat stress occurs when your body struggles to cope with the external heat, causing your core temperature to rise. The first signs might be heat cramps, painful muscle spasms, often in the legs or abdomen, caused by salt and water loss from sweating. If heat stress progresses, you might experience heat exhaustion. Symptoms include heavy sweating, nausea, dizziness, weakness, headaches, and a fast heartbeat. Your skin might feel cool and clammy, but your body temperature is still near normal. The most severe and life-threatening condition is heat stroke. This is a medical emergency where the body's cooling system completely fails. Symptoms include confusion, irrational behavior, seizures, and critically, hot, dry skin because sweating has stopped, and a very high body temperature. Heat stroke can be fatal if not treated immediately. While everyone is at risk in extreme heat, some individuals are unfortunately more susceptible to heat-related illnesses and require extra vigilance. This includes new workers, or those who are unacclimatized to the hot climate, or those returning after a long absence. They need a gradual period of acclimatization. Individuals with certain pre-existing medical conditions are also at higher risk. These include heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, kidney disease, respiratory conditions like asthma, thyroid problems, and obesity. If you have any of these conditions, it's vital to be extra cautious and consult your doctor about working in heat. Those taking certain medications can also be more vulnerable. This includes diuretics, some antihistamines, certain antidepressants, or blood pressure medications, and drugs that affect your ability to sweat. Always check with your doctor or pharmacist if your medication affects heat tolerance. Older workers may find it harder for their bodies to regulate temperature effectively. Anyone who has recently had an illness, such as a fever or flu, or has been dehydrated, will have a reduced capacity to handle heat. And generally, lack of sleep or a poor diet can weaken your body's overall resilience to heat stress. Several factors contribute to heat-related illnesses. On the environmental side, obvious culprits are high temperatures and direct sunlight. High humidity is also a major factor, as it prevents sweat from evaporating effectively, making it harder for your body to cool down. Radiant heat from hot machinery or surfaces like asphalt, and a lack of air movement also increase risk. Then there are individual factors. The most common is dehydration, not being acclimatized to the heat, high physical exertion, wearing heavy or inappropriate clothing, certain medical conditions or medications, and surprisingly, alcohol or excessive caffeine consumption, and even lack of sleep can make you more vulnerable. Prevention starts even before you begin your workday. Hydration is key. Start hydrating by drinking plenty of water before you even arrive at work. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Ensure you get adequate sleep and a healthy meal, and try to avoid heavy, fatty foods that can make you feel sluggish in the heat. Choose your clothing wisely. Light-colored, loose-fitting, breathable fabrics are best as they allow sweat to evaporate. For new workers or those returning after a break, acclimatization is crucial. Gradually increase your exposure to heat over 7 to 14 days to allow your body to adapt. And finally, always monitor weather forecasts to be aware of expected temperatures and humidity levels. During your workday, your individual actions make a huge difference. Frequent hydration is non-negotiable. Drink small amounts of water or approved rehydration fluids every 15 to 20 minutes. Even if you don't feel thirsty, take all your scheduled breaks and ensure you use shaded or air-conditioned rest areas. Don't be afraid to modify your work pace. Slow down if you're feeling the heat. Utilize shade whenever possible, positioning yourself out of direct sunlight. And of course, wear appropriate PPE. This includes wide-brimmed hats, UV protective sunglasses, and lightweight clothing. If cooling vests or bandanas are provided, use them. Finally, avoid caffeinated, sugary drinks, and especially alcohol, as these can contribute to dehydration. Supervisors and management play a critical role in heat safety. Strictly adhere to and enforce the mandatory midday break, as per the Ministry of Human Resources and Emeritization's regulations, which typically runs from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. during the hottest months. It is our responsibility to provide readily accessible, cool drinking water and approved rehydration solutions to all workers. Ensure there are adequate shaded or air-conditioned rest areas. Implement structured work/rest cycles, adjusting them based on the heat index to prevent overexertion. Encourage and enforce a buddy system, where colleagues look out for one another's well-being. All workers must receive comprehensive heat stress awareness training, like this one. Where applicable, monitor environmental conditions using heat stress monitors. And finally, have a clear and communicated emergency response plan for heat-related illnesses. Knowing how to recognize and respond to heat illness symptoms is life-saving. If you or a colleague experience heat cramps, move to a cool, shaded place, drink water, gently stretch the affected muscles, and rest. If it's heat exhaustion, this is more serious. Immediately move the person to a cool, shaded area. Loosen their clothing, cool them down with water or fanning, and give small sips of water. Monitor them closely, and seek medical attention if symptoms worsen. For heat stroke, it's an immediate medical emergency. Call internal or external emergency services, such as 999 or 997, right away. While waiting, move the person to a cool, shaded area. Start aggressive cooling immediately. Soak their clothing with water. Apply ice packs to their neck, armpits, and groin. Do not give fluids if the person is unconscious. Stay with them until medical help arrives. A cornerstone of heat safety in the UAE is the midday break regulation, mandated by the Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization. This decree imposes a strict ban on working under direct sunlight and in open places from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. every day, typically observed from June 15th to September 15th each year. The purpose is clear: to protect workers from the most intense heat. Employers are legally obligated to provide adequate breaks and suitable shaded rest areas. As employees, you must adhere to this break schedule and utilize the rest areas. Any violations by employers can lead to significant fines, underscoring the seriousness of this regulation. Beyond individual actions, teamwork is vital for heat safety. We strongly advocate for a buddy system. Always work with a partner and actively monitor each other for any signs of heat illness. Encourage each other to take regular breaks and hydrate frequently. Do not hesitate to speak up if you or your buddy feel unwell. Early intervention can save a life. Clear communication is essential. Report any concerns about heat exposure to your supervisor immediately. Know your emergency contacts and the location of first aid points and hydration stations. Finally, supervisors and experienced workers should lead by example, consistently demonstrating safe heat practices. Now let's talk about acclimatization, a crucial aspect of heat safety specifically highlighted in ADOS HSF Code of Practice. What is acclimatization? It's the process where your body gradually adapts to working safely in hot environments. This natural adaptation improves your body's cooling mechanisms, making your sweating more efficient, reducing your heart rate, and helping to stabilize your core body temperature. This significantly reduces your risk of heat illness. ADOS HSF COP provides clear guidelines. For new workers, or anyone unacclimatized to the hot climate, they should start with no more than 20% of their full work exposure on day 1. This exposure should then be gradually increased by no more than 20% each subsequent day. This means it typically takes between 7 to 14 days for a worker to become fully acclimatized. The same gradual reacclimatization schedule applies to workers returning after an extended absence of 3 or more days. During this period, supervisors must closely monitor workers, ensuring they are hydrating frequently and taking sufficient breaks. Remember, it's an individualized approach. Consider any personal risk factors like existing medical conditions. And finally, manage the initial workload to prevent overexertion during this critical adaptation phase. We've covered the critical aspects of working safely in hot environments. Remember, understanding the risks, knowing the prevention strategies, and recognizing the symptoms of heat illness are essential for your well-being. Your health and safety are our absolute priority. Are there any questions you have? Thank you for your attention and commitment to working safely in the heat. Hydrate, rest, and report. Stay safe. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel for more upcoming trainings.